Now we will discuss on practice of meditation. It is another very desired thing. What is meditation? Upon whom we will meditate? How we will meditate? Why we will meditate? A lot of questions. And if any person, any children becomes very restless, his parents always guides him or tells him, hey, do meditation, you have become restless. But they don't know what is meditation, how to do it, why should he do meditation. There are two kinds of meditations. One is objective meditation, another is subjective meditation. Clear? In the objective meditation, the ideal is regarded as outside, and in the subjective meditation is regarded as inside the meditator. The objective meditation is again of two kinds, according to as the ideal is associated with or conditioned by a sound symbol, shabdanuviddha savikalpaka samadhi, or by a form symbol or drishyanu savikalpaka samadhi. Clear? In Panchadashi, you will get it in a very elaborate manner. The meditation associated with a sound symbol consists in repeating such formulas as Om Satchidanandam Brahma or Om Satchidanandaya Brahma, anything else. The former means Brahman is absolute existence, absolute knowledge and absolute bliss. The latter means, the latter Satchidananda Brahman, Brahman is reality, consciousness, and one without a second. So as the aspirant repeats the sacred formulae, he reflects on its meaning. Clear? So whenever he is uttering, suppose one thing you should know, that aham brahmasmi, tattvamasi, prajnanam brahma, those are not japa mantra. Like we do japa, repetition of holy names, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya. Om Sri Gopyanavallabhaya Sri Krishnaya Namaha. Om Kling Gopyanavallabhaya Sri Krishnaya. Om Ganganeshaya Namaha. Om Ganganeshaya Namaha. Om Ing Saraswati Devyai Namaha. It's not like that. But when an aspirant wants to be merged, dissolved in the Brahman, his meditation will be with the understanding, proper understanding. That is why previously I discussed Savanam, Mananam and Nididhyashanam, 3 steps of God realization. So what about he have heard from the Guru, from the scripture, that should be understood and thought of. Okay. As the aspirant repeats the sacred formula, he reflects on its meaning. That Brahman is absolute reality or existence does not mean that it exists or is real in the sense that a phenomenal object exists or is real. Clear? It is existence itself and reality itself. It is the essence of existence, unconditioned by time, space, and perceived causality. The phenomenal world and all things in it are perceived to exist because Brahman as reality and existence permeates them. They cannot exist apart from Brahman. But Brahman exists even when names and forms disappear, as in the case of samadhi or of deep sleep. Likewise, Brahman is absolute knowledge or consciousness. It is not that Brahman knows. Brahman is the essence of knowledge, knowledge itself as consciousness, and is the very essence of the knower also. Not only the very essence of knowledge, it is the very essence of knower also, or subject. That Brahman is one means that Brahman is non-dual. It is not one in the sense that the sun is one or the moon is one. For there is also a perceiver of the sun or perceiver of the moon. The idea of one in the relative world is the correlative of the idea of two and denotes duality. In other religious faith, that we believe only one God, one God, one God. And you Hindus are worshipper of dolls, idols, पुतलियों का पूजन करता है. देखो हमारा धर्म एक ही ईश्वर है. There is no God but dash. I don't want to know. Hindu religion or Vedantic religion never believes that there is only one God. Please remember. Veda never believes that there is only one God. What Veda believes? Veda believes there is only God. Now you think. That is the concept we are going to study now. That is why all descriptions of the absolute comprehended by the intellect really belong to duality in other religious faith. The oneness of Brahman, on the other hand, means the complete identity of subject and object. Complete identity of subject and object. An indescribable experience characterized neither by one nor two. Lastly, Brahman is bliss. Blessedness is not its attribute, but the very essence, but the very stuff of which it is made. The knower of Brahman does not enjoy his bliss as an object. he becomes one with it. Brahmavid Brahmaiva Bhavati. This blessedness is indistinguishable from existence, consciousness, and oneness. It is not of the nature of the bliss produced by the contact of the sense organs with their objects. Even the highest bliss of this kind, namely the bliss experienced in heaven, is only a reflection of the bliss of Brahman in the mirror of relativity. Clear? In the objective meditation associated with or conditioned by a form symbol, maybe Om or anything else, maybe swastika, the aspirant meditates on some external object or form, maybe Mother Kali or Lord Shiva, that seems to him closest to Brahman. Every object is a combination of the absolute and the relative. It contains the characteristics both of Brahman and of the world. Please mute your mobile phone or laptop. Okay, let's start. So the thing is, every object is a combination of the absolute and the relative. It contains the characteristics both of Brahman and of the world. In everything, one finds not only existence or sat or cognizability or knowledge or chit, and attraction or bliss or ananda, which are the different aspects of Brahman, but also a name, nama, and a form, rupa. So which are the traits of phenomenal world created by avidya and therefore illusory. While meditating on a form or symbol, the aspirant should gradually withdraw his mind from the unreal name and form and concentrate on Brahman, which is present in the symbol as existence, knowledge, bliss, absolute. In and through the object, he should see Brahman. As one sees the ocean in and through the waves. Clear. The objective meditation has its savikalpa and its nirvikalpa aspects. In the former, the aspirant is conscious of the object of meditation, namely Brahman associated with a sound or form. But as the meditation deepens, he attains to the nirvikalpa samadhi or nirvikalpa state, When the entire phenomenal world disappears in Brahman and the aspirant becomes one with it. In the subjective meditation, the ideal is placed within oneself. Vedantic seers speak of the heart as an extremely suitable place. For the beginner, the heart is the physical organ shaped like a lotus bud. Inside there is a subtle luminous space which is often described as the Brahmapura, where Angushtamatra Purusha resides, stated in Kathopanishad. The abode of Brahman, as he makes progress in meditation and becomes capable of subtle perceptions, he realizes that the heart denotes not really the physical organ, but the buddhi, the determinative faculty, which is the most refined part of the mind and in which one sees best the reflection of Brahman. Thus, Brahman is often described in the Upanishad as residing in the cave of the Buddhi. At this stage, the meditation is raised from the physical to the psychic level. The devotee casts the absolute, as it were, in the mold of his mind and fashions out of it a mental image of Brahman. Finally, he transcends both the heart and the mind and realizes Brahman and all pervading consciousness in his inmost consciousness. The image in the heart and the reflection in the buddhi becomes one with universal consciousness. Perhaps the Christian mystic referred to this when they spoke of deep calling unto deep. This is the direct and immediate realization of the absolute without the intensity of sense organs or mind. As in the objective meditation, so in the subjective meditation, the ideal may be associated with or conditioned by a sound symbol or a form symbol. In the meditation associated with the sound symbol, the aspirant repeats a Vedic aphorism such as I am Brahman or Aham Brahmasmi. While repeating the sacred formula, he also reflects on its meaning. He is in reality of the nature of wisdom, purity, and eternity. He is beyond time, space, and causation. He is one with the infinite. In this form of meditation, the sound is emphasized. Nada Brahman. The sound as well as see ultimately leads to silence, as the form leads to the infallible experience of formlessness. Suppose we chant Om, Om. Suppose we are thinking of Om, the symbol, but when the Om ends and Om starts in between the space that is formless, am I right? They actually there arises or arise constantly in his mind such forms or ideas as desire, determination, doubt, belief, non-belief, fear, and fearlessness. He meditates on the consciousness which is the witness of these forms. The subjective meditation has its savikalpa and its nirvikalpa aspects. At the outset, the aspirant feels that he is unattached Brahman. There is present an element of the cognizer or I consciousness. But as the meditation deepens, he experiences the nirvikalpa samadhi, in which the mind becomes steady, like the unflickering flame of a candle or pradeep kept in a windless place. And he becomes totally absorbed in the bliss or self-realization. There is no more cognition of subject or of object. By means of meditation, through gradual steps, the aspirant attains to the knowledge of Brahman in the Nirvikalpa Samadhi. Thus disappears his attachment to the body and the phenomenal world, and there arises the knowledge of the Supreme Self. He sees Brahman everywhere, to his right, to his left, in front, in behind, in above, in below, everywhere. All verily becomes Brahman. Henceforth, in every experience, he realizes the supreme bliss of Samadhi. By beholding Brahman with eyes open and with eyes closed, in meditation or while looking at the world, he gets rid of the fetters of the heart and resolves all the doubts of the mind. He becomes free from the binding effects of his past karma. Hari Om Tat Sat. Hari Om Tat Sat. Hari Om Tat Sat.